It's that time of year again, leaving cert season, libraries are full, and ironically, it's that time of year where the sun seems to shine all the time, right? Especially here in Ireland. I know that you students spend long hours studying, but the question I often get is, are you getting a good return on your time? Because just because you're spending long hours doesn't necessarily equate to effective retention. I personally couldn't sit too long studying, so when I was a student, I developed a way to achieve a maximum return on my time spent studying. And so I've tested these steps, and I'm about to share with you today these steps because I'm so passionate about sharing good quality information. I don't have a school, or I'm not into any of that kind of stuff. I just want to impart this information because it's helped countless number of people not only achieve higher test scores, but also improve their focus. They get better clarity and more energy, so they get more time out of their studying that they put into it. And it leaves you much more refreshed for your thoughts, and you can relax, and you can go in and you can absolutely crush this Leaving Cert exam. Today we have a Leaving Cert candidate, Cian Steele here.
Yeah.
He's also a professional basketball player.
Well, amateur, but for the UCD.
UCD, which means to the American audience?
University College Dublin.
Wow, okay. He's the white guy if you're watching him on TV, right? Okay. And we're going to bounce around some ideas. We're going to give you what you need so you have the edge when you take these Leaving Cert exams. And later on in this video, I'm going to give away some free stuff. I'm going to be a good guy. And for those who give their personal experiences and advice in the comments below, the best ones, I'm going to leave it up to you. You pick them out.
Okay.
We have some great stuff to hand out to you guys today.
Sounds good.
On with the video. Part of any ideal studying situation. And some of you may require let's say a quiet place like a library or something like that, or others like a little bit of background noise like a coffee shop to stay focused. But whatever you choose, it's imperative to choose your study spot with these criteria. First of all, you need a large surface space with plenty of room for all your stuff, right? And you need plenty of plugs. How you sit is really important, right? We spent a lot of time over the years talking to you how to sit.
Yeah.
You would never think this when you're taking a Leaving Cert or studying for a Leaving Cert, that how important sitting is in terms of not only your core strength and stuff like that, but being relaxed and being at ease.
Well, I just feel like you concentrate better when you're sitting upright.
Yeah.
Because when it's like if I'm studying in my bed, I'm more than likely going to go to sleep in the bed rather than things.
Yeah, that's a great point. And the reason why you get tired and stuff like that is because, and we've talked about this over the years. Cian's been a friend of the family for many years. When you're sitting, let's say, for example, in bed, you're bending forward.
Yeah.
And when you're bending forward and you're slouching like this, you're starting to use your spine, your discs, your nervous system, and you're stressing, and you go into this what they call a fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but when you're sitting relaxed, you're much more conscious, and like most of you people out there who read my book, I'm sure you all read my book, right?
They better.
You better read my book. Okay.
Yeah.
The one thing you really got to get is make sure your hips are above your knees, right? Does that make sense to you?
Okay, but why is that?
Why is that? That's a great point. When you sit with your knees or 90 degrees, or worse, sitting on a couch or something soft, a ball or something like that, you lean your head forward. Okay, and you disengage your hips, you disengage your muscles, and you engage your spine. And your spine's got to counter lever the weight of your head going forward. So, but if you're sitting with your knees below your hips, you set the foundation, the framework.
Yeah.
Okay, and if that's right, your back is relaxed, your spine is relaxed, your central nervous system is relaxed, and guess what? You're much more engaged. You're taking much more information here, right?
Yeah.
And the whole point is this: is when you sit down to study, you don't want to be there all day long. Just because you sit and study for 4, 5, 6 hours, 10 hours, doesn't mean you're taking in all that information. So when you sit down and you sit right, okay, your quality of time is so much better, right?
So,
and so
studying smarter.
You're studying smarter, yeah. You study smarter.
Long.
Now, when you study, do you study with friends or do you study alone?
I study alone.
Great.
Because like with friends, it might be helpful to ask them questions if you're stuck, but at the same time they might go off topic. Yeah. And then you feel like half an hour is gone before you even realize.
Yeah, and and that's exactly right. If you look at the studies on the studying, sounds kind of like a paradox.
Yeah.
They agree with what you're saying there, and so most people they found that most people it's much more beneficial to study alone. Now, if you're listening to music, you want to listen, and Keen here's a rapper, and we're going to put his links down below.
Check it out.
Okay, check it out. Do a rap. Okay, no chains today. Okay, okay. So if you're sitting down listening to music, you don't want to be listening to rap or things with words in it, because that's gonna make you drift. If you want to listen to music, and I recommend you want to listen to like a soft jazz,
soft background
classical music. Yeah, something that's just like a white noise, which works really, really well. Yeah. Right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, because I have some people tell me that they might have things like ADHD or whatever, and they find that actually helps them concentrate.
That's right. That's right. Things, yeah, they call like a bit of white noise in the background. That's why some people like going to, like, for example, I hate using the word Starbucks, but they go to Starbucks to study because there's that background murmuring going on there, and it kind of helps them. But but like I said, studies show you're better off studying in a quiet place. And if you have to have some music, make sure it doesn't have any words. Okay, number 2, and this is something you're good at being a rapper and a basketball player, is movement. Movement is the key. And if you look at all the studies done on ergonomics, the largest study ever done was done at NASA, and was done over 3 decades by, actually, paradoxically, a Russian scientist for Gingko. If you look at these studies over 3 decades and you cut to the analysis of it, the two sentences, they basically say if you just stand up every 15 minutes, it reboots your nervous system. Okay. It's one of the greatest things you can do, and it's great for cognitive skills and like your mental and physical well-being. And so here's the thing: if you're studying, this is something most people don't get. If you just as much as stand up and sit back down every 15 minutes, it reboots your central nervous system, and you're going to learn. You're going to take in so much more information. Right? Okay. Right? Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's interesting to know, because normally what I would do is study for a long period and take a longer break. That's which probably isn't as good.
Yeah, it's almost counterintuitive, isn't it, to think this? But it's just a mere action. Like we worked at this office, and they had the productivity was going down, and they had massage therapists and chiropractors and new chairs and all this kind of stuff. And I went in and I said, I'll fix this for like 10 or 15 euros. And they said, you're crazy. And so I invented this timer. And here we go. We got this timer. It's called Reboot. All it is, it's a simple little timer. And like if you put a timer on your phone, you just turn it off. But this is a button with a light on it. Yeah. Okay. And you put it, like, let's say 5 feet away from you, 10 feet away from you. And every 15 minutes, it reboots. So you have to get up out of your chair and turn it off.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had one to show you here today, but they're on our site. Okay, so movement every 15 minutes. That's number 2. Number 3, sleep. If you look at the studies on studying, they always point back to sleep. And we're not just talking, again, it's not just quantity, it's quality of sleep, okay? Countless studies on this. And I know this is something you wanted to talk about. You have a question about that?
Like how much sleep is needed in order to obtain as much as you study. So the stuff you're studying, there's no point studying it unless you're going to remember. Okay. So how much does sleep affect that?
Okay, there's countless studies on this, but let's back up a little bit before I answer that. Okay. We're going to talk about the quality of sleep first, okay? When you go to your room, that should be your oasis. You're taking this test, you want to do your best, okay? And so what you want to do is remove all the gadgets from your room. Remove them all. No TVs, no phones, no electrical device, no wire. All this electromagnetic fields. Get it out of your room, okay? Because it's going to interfere with your sleeping. If you need an alarm clock, put your phone in the hallway, okay? And you'll still hear it. Trust me, you'll hear it, right? Yeah. Make sure your room is cool, okay? And studies have shown that if you sleep with the room slightly cooler, you're going to get into a much deeper sleep. And the thing is, you want to get into the deeper levels of sleep. Yeah. You want to sleep in a dark room, and you want it quiet. And you want to sleep the same time every night, wake up the same time every day. Now, the biggest study, agglomeration of studies, over 300 studies, they found for your age, leaving cert, let's say 17, 18, roughly it's 8 to 10 hours of good quality sleep.
I don't think I know anyone who gets 8 to 10 hours of sleep.
But the people who are watching this, you want to get the best. And this is, trust me on this one. Don't trust me, trust the studies on this one. If you get good quality sleep, people think if they just grind all night long, and I've been through this myself, and I'm not the kind of guy who can sit for too long. So once I mastered this myself as a student, I worked on sleep first, got in my sitting, and then, things like all the other things we're going to talk about, it was so much easier. And I was so much more alert. I was so much more relaxed going into these tests. Yeah. Right? And it's a really nice balance.
Yeah, because you need to find it, because when you're going into an exam, it's easy to sort of panic and then spend stay up a long time to cram in as much as possible. But you're probably better off.
Absolutely.
It's tomorrow, so you might as well get some sleep.
Yeah. And just relax. At that point, it's there. You have to trust it. You know this stuff, and you're gonna pull it out. Retention is exponentially better if you get a good quality sleep. Number 4, and I know this sounds obvious, but a good diet. And people don't think they're binge eating, junk food eating. I know you don't do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When you start eating all this junk food, it affects your brain function. And so, but the bigger thing is hydration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you really even get what I'm trying to say here, make sure you drink good quality water. Now, I've done 2 amazing videos on water. And I promise you they're uncommon. I'm pretty sure no one else is saying what I'm saying on the internet. If I want to give you the bullet points, because you don't need to watch my video right now, make sure you keep your water cool. I say 4 degrees centigrade, which is most refrigerators. You want to keep it in the dark, your refrigerator, and you want to keep it in a round bottom container. After the Leaving Cert, go into this. I'll explain it more in the videos. You can go check it. But just take my advice on that. Just do these 3 things. Keep it cool, keep it in the dark, and keep it in a round bottom container. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It makes sense to you because you watch those videos, right?
Yeah, and especially because they go more in depth. Like people think, if you just have a filter for your water, it's grand. But no, they go.
Yeah. One of the questions that comes up in terms of diet and drinking and stuff are these, what they call these quote unquote energy drinks.
Yeah.
And I just want to throw a word of caution about these things. You don't want to burn out your adrenal glands. And so you could take these things and they'll give you a bump. But in the long term, you're going to crash. Have you noticed that? You've probably heard a lot about these kind of things, right?
Yeah, it's going well at the start, and then they just get super tired, and then they have to take another one, and
and then it kind of cascades. And then you're going to burn out. I mean, so you got to pace yourself. And you got to structure your studying, structure your studying times, and just really have a balance.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, and you want to really balance it and you really structure it well, so you're relaxed. Okay, and you don't want to rely on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
I agree,
Okay. Number 5, to accommodate you people out there who always ask about supplements. Supplements. There are supplements called Nootropics, and they improve your cognitive function. There's particularly memory, creativity, and motivation. I'm sure you heard of some of these things, like glutamine, Gingko, what's the thing? PS, I can't even pronounce it. It's called phosphatidylserine, whatever. But don't worry about that. I will list these down below. Do you know people taking these kind of supplements?
No, I don't.
Okay. They're kind of more trending in the States right now. But yeah, they do. The research does show that they do work. But you have to, when you take these kind of things like Gingko and stuff like that, they don't work overnight. You have to build up over time. Okay. But I still think my water works way better.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And the last one, and I left this to last because I know everybody hates this, but it's got to be said, right? And I don't want to sound like a parent, but you have to avoid brain drain, and just don't take my word for this. Look at the studies, and the mere presence of one smartphone reduces the available cognitive capacity. It also, you can also use like these things, like if you're studying, you have to use your laptop.
Yeah.
There's always these ads that come up, and and the studies show now that if you jump off topic, let's say if you're studying something and you get distracted, it takes 20 to 23 minutes to get back on focus. Okay, so what you want to do is we're going to put some apps down below, things you could put on your tablet, your phones, your computer, that blocks these apps.
Okay.
Good idea, right? That's a great idea, isn't it? Yeah. And while we're on this subject, we're also going to put an app down there for blue blocker. Okay, blue blocker. Are you familiar with that?
Blocking the blue light.
That's right. Why would we want to do that?
Put me on the spot here.
It's called Flux, by the way, E-Flux or something.
Well, putting it to sleep. If
right.
you have blue light from your phone, it takes away, it's much harder to go to sleep.
Yeah, it's like the thing they call the New Agers, the pineal gland. The pineal gland makes a thing called serotonin, which makes melatonin. Melatonin makes you sleep, so if you're it's like it interrupts your what they call circadian rhythm. And so, like, if you're watching, if the blue light doesn't diminish as time goes on, blue light's not bad for you in the morning. It's actually good for you. But as time goes on, you want to diminish your blue light. And so put this on your tablet, your computer, your smartphone, too. It's free. And you can download it. And as the day goes on, it starts eliminating blue light. Oh, and of course, the most important thing is don't forget to keep have fun doing this, okay? Yeah. You know, you only do this once, and just enjoy it. I know it sounds kind of
hard to hear, yeah.
but get it balanced, right? And try to do balanced approaches best. And you don't want to be studying all the time. You know, again, this is based on research. You want to kind of balance things out. Go out and shoot some baskets or something. Shoot some hoops, okay? Yeah. And anything else?
Nope.
No? Okay. Okay. Great. Well, I wish you the best of luck out there. I thank you, Keen, for joining us today on our small YouTube channel. I know you guys will do well. We want to get your comments below. We have lots of gifts for you guys out there. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really does help us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.